Lynn, an orphan boy who lost his mama in an accident and father due to a gambling debt, was celebrating his 18th birthday when suddenly an old man breaks into his room and takes him into a spiritual world. The old man explains to Lynn about the spiritual world and gives him the war god system. He also tells Lynn that he possesses a rare spiritual eyes and gives him the chance to exercise civilization in the top magic academy of the spiritual. The war god system is a typo, cheat skill, and can only be seen by him. Lynn snappily accepts the chance and the old man disappears after that. After that, a strange gate appears in front of him trying to touch it. Lynn inaptly absorbs its power and a beautiful girl appears out of the portal, and she introduces herself as Zion of Vermilion Birdseye. She thanks Lynn for saving her, and also both enter the academy where they notice everyone was gathering for an aptitude test. That test will determine their civilization position in the wisdom class from 1 to 100 after touching a glass known as the lustrous godly mono. Zion touched the glass and is assigned to Class 1, the elite class. In Lynn's turn, he first hands the recommendation letter to Ms. Ewing, the educator. She notices the letter was from Lu, a fabulous, immortal master who reached the position above gods Ming Yun. The numerology educator claims that Lynn will bring cautions to the spiritual world. Lynn also touches the glass, and the educator reveals that he became a living legend. He has no civilization at all and is the worst pupil in history who ever got assigned to Class 1. Lynn latterly gets blamed by every pupil for getting a Class 1 with a civilization position lower than theirs. A pupil challenges Lynn while Zion rescues him and takes him to his dormitory room. Lynn also checks his war god system and starts to complete his hunt, starting with a certain quantum of push-ups. He gets to third position of civilization by completing task 1 by 1. The coming task seems delicate, so Lynn heads outside his room to ask Zion for some advice. A man suddenly ambushes him and tries to attack him multiple times, but Lynn fluently dodges the attack and punches him from behind while taking advantage of the darkness. He recognizes that the man is Lo DeVoe who spoke against him in the aptitude office. DeVoe uses Talisman to attack Lynn, but Zion interrupts the fight and points her brand at DeVoe. Looking around, they set up the real DeVoe who was challengingly outside the structure. Taking the advantage of the distraction, the pretender attacks them and manages to run. The coming day, Lynn notices everyone hates him because he is too weak, so he decides to work hard to prove to everyone that he is strong, but he gets shocked by attending the lecture. As the lectures were boring and most of the preceptors weren't in their mortal form, he latterly gets more disappointed. When Ms. Earring teaches everyone how to play a mobile game, and educator Ming Yo lets them sleep in their lecture, Lynn wakes up and also Ms. Ewing tells him to buff it with the class examiner. Zion does not authorize of this battle as Lynn's civilization position was way lower than Chen's and decides to attack Chen. But Chen does not need to try hard and simply block all of her attacks. Lynn notices Zion is at a disadvantage and interrupts their battle. He also unleashes a strange power that makes him get the power of one realm advanced than he has. Lynn sends a flying punch, but Chen dodges it and captures him in a spiritual chains. Chen fails when trying to attack him with his conformation reel, as Lynn deliberately hits the flying on the weak spot of the conformation realm, which redounded in Lynn getting to the 4th stage of civilization position. Lynn latterly asked Chen for 130 spiritual monuments as they are used in completing searches, but Chen gave him 0 rather. The coming day, the system tells Lynn about the survival competition, which is a side hunt he cannot reject. To complete this hunt, Lynn has to be in the top 50, or he'll be converted into a girl for one. Lynn reaches the 7th stage by absorbing the spiritual monuments. The system tells Lynn that he could snappily level up by defeating the planter of the 9th stage or over. Lynn remembers that Zion is about the 9th stage and asks him to be defeated by him, but he inaptly asks her for the substance of the mountain lozenge, which can help him in unleashing a power called Mountain Quacking Fist, and a dupe of the information of the opponent. Latterly, he gathers the courage to ask Zion again, but Zion allowed. It's a love concession and leaves the place as effects got disturbing for her while leaving. She throws Lynn the substance lozenge and the dupe of the information. Lynn eats the lozenge in his room to cleanse his body, but he did not know. Sanctification means he has to suffer from diarrhea for the coming 13 days. And the competition was in just 10 days. The coming day, Chen comes to ask Lynn why he did not attend the class, but inaptly thinks that Lynn is suffering from an internal demon. Chen also starts chanting the Heart Sutra, which speeds the sanctification progress, and he continues to do so at the request of 10 days latterly. The competition starts, but the sanctification was not completely completed. The elder tells the rule to every pupil and casts the golden light, which will teleport the pupil to safety. After they get excluded, Lynn and DeVoe match in the same spot. Spook DeVoe requests Lynn to spare him. Lynn just asks him if he has any restroom paper and leaves the place laterally. Lynn progresses his cleaning process while hiding in the backwoods, but a group spots him while he was in his last one. Lynn convinces the group to fight each other while he completes his sanctification and unlocks the mountain quacking fist. He snappily defeats the group while testing his new chops. Lynn gently eliminates the group of 300 people in a caching spot, making him jump 0 species laterally. Lynn was saved by a girl and honored the girl as Luke asks Lynn some questions and takes him to Black Rock Peak to complete Lynn's quest as he answered every question rightly. Lynn spots a man there who introduces himself as Chen Chen, who tells Lynn that he was staying for him and also disappears. Lynn and Keen Han spend the whole night gaming. Keen Han asks Lynn if they're both musketeers and Lynn says yes, but Keen Han attacks Lynn as she thinks Lynn is lying. She asks Lynn about a secret of quick literacy, and Lynn tells him about the secret war god system, but she does not believe so. Lynn gave Keen Han the substance pill and tells her she'll have diarrhea if she eats it, but she eats it and she does not believe Lynn. Lynn laterally relieves her with his diarrhea by using his new scale. While they were both leaving the mountain, Keen Hyun gave Lynn her headband to cover him from spirit nurturing position tillers. Lynn finds Zion and interrupts their fight with Yi and his group, and Zion reveals that Yi was the person who attacked him disguised as Devo. Lynn uses his chops to master everyone in the group with one punch, which results in adding his civilization position to 9. Meanwhile, Cheng was fighting against Swung Youthful, who was the winner of the former competition, requests everyone to gather and help him in defeating NY, but everyone gets defeated. Awanyang started using his lightning chops. Suddenly Chen's chin appears and saves Lynn while stopping the attack with one cutlet and disappears. After asking Lynn if he has formerly learned the attack, Lynn snappily eliminates Zion and Diane and protects them from Swan Yang, and also uses the Chen Chin move and defeats Swung Yang with one cutlet and pass out snappily after. Lynn wakes up 10 days laterally and realizes everyone felicitations and sees him as a stronger person. Lynn, Zion, and Cheng were declared as couriers of the spiritual world and will carry the charge of defeating the Demon King from the mortal world. Lynn and his musketeers depart from the mortal world to complete their charge. There, they meet all the members of the Alliance of Cultivation and head to their headquarters, where they meet the president of the Alliance of Cultivation. They tell the three of them they are not demanded as they're too weak, and also the demon god is formally defeated as they are only fighting against the votaries of the demon cult. Suddenly, the alarm rings, which informs everyone that the Blood Clan soldiers have joined forces with the demon cult. Tang Xiu, a member of the Alliance, tells the three of them to leave, but rather, Lin challenges the Alliance to. However, they will allow the Triad to join the battle if he wins. Lin also defeats Theon Lingling, a member of the Alliance, and Iran, the chairman of the Alliance, with his almighty godly fashion performing in the Triad. Joining the battle, Lin and Lingling teleport to the Ghostville to probe the adversary. Lingling warns Lin to be careful of the dismissed. Lin discovers the position of the adversary caching in the mist with his godly. Lin cures the effect of the mist and enters it, also comes outdoors snappily. While outside, he made all of the adversaries cry with his fashion and asked the headquarter for mounts. Zion and Cheng joined both of them, but they lost contact with the headquarters. Suddenly, the adversary attacks them as the crying effect was over. One of the blood gods grabs Lin and flies away while trying to choke him. Lin uses his power and manages to escape from her and falls on the ground while being hit by lightning. When Lin wakes up, the hands appear from a mysterious portal and snare him in the gate. The war god system suggests Lin use the ring given by Keen Hyun. He uses the ring and K. Hyun appears to save Lin and takes him out of the gate. Keen Hack also defeats all adversaries with his powers, and suddenly they all notice a strange feather girl approach.